Okay, so you have these 2 sessions and you go back to your normal life. The Cassie lawsuit comes out. This was maybe 6 months later, 9 months later, something like that.
Yeah.
When you heard about the lawsuit, what did you think?
It kind of blew my mind. And then when the lawsuit came out, all allegations came out, and there was 3 friends I told about the situation, and they called me instantly, and they were like, man, Rico, remember you telling me about that all situation and sending me the links, and I'm like, man, this is crazy, But I never thought it would come to me, and I started getting calls from the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, started calling me, saying they wanted to talk to me, and I had a friend that was an attorney, so I called him, and he was like, well, you don't have to talk to them. They don't have a subpoena, this and this. So then 2 days later, they called me. They was like, we have a subpoena, so you got to talk to us. So I just avoided them. They was calling me, trying to meet up with me. And they knew I lived on Sunset. They was like, we're here on Sunset. We just want you to talk to you for a second. So I avoided them for 5 months. And then I was promoting an event I was working for, and I posted on social media. And so I go outside. They're like, Rico, someone's outside, and I think it's just one of my guests trying to get into the event. And when I go out there, the guy pulls up a phone and start recording me. He hands me a letter, and as he's handing it to me, I grab it, and it's a long line of people outside, and the producer for the show, and I grab it, and he pulls out his phone, and he was like, you're set to be here in the pier. He pulled up his shirt and showed his badge, and was being loud about it. And I knew exactly what it was once he started doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so now you have an actual subpoena.
Yeah.
For the grand jury.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did the Diddy house raids already happen or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So you now know that things are getting more and more serious.
Real.
Right. So the Diddy house raids happen. The Cassie lawsuit has been settled, but everyone got to read through all the craziness in it. And did the Cassie video come out yet or no?
It was just beginning. That stuff was just beginning to come out.
Okay. When you saw the Cassie video, the hallway, Intercontinental video, what'd you think?
I felt like that was bad. I felt bad for her, and felt bad for being around someone that ruthless that would do that to a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, before the video came out, he had a whole Instagram post, all these lies spread about me. I will protect my name and my family. They're all false, whatever. Then that video comes out, and then he did he's like, yo, I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
I was in a dark place.
Should have said that at first. Right?
I know, right? So the video comes out. The lawsuit, has been settled. The house raids have happened. I mean, when you heard about the house raids, when they raided both his LA and Miami home, did you think at this point, okay, things are really getting serious?
Yeah, I did. But at the same time, in my head, I was like, I didn't let him record any of me, so I wasn't really worried. So I didn't think I had anything to worry about,
Right. But now you have an actual subpoena to go to a grand jury. Where was that? In what state?
New York.
In New York?
Yep.
Okay. So what was the grand jury like?
I actually did it on Zoom, so it was me and 8 people. It was me, my lawyer, I guess, the DA and 7 jurors. And they just questioned me about what happened and everything that went on. Kind of told them the same thing, and was asking questions did I feel forced, or did it feel like she was forced, or was there any drugs around, kind of stuff that could lead to something,
Right. And I mean, based on what you said, you weren't forced.
Yep.
Did she seem like she was forced at all?
She was chill and enjoying it. I didn't feel like nobody was forced in the situation.
Right. And there really were no drugs. It was just it
was just weed, alcohol, yeah.
Exactly. And then just the various,
and
quarter store pills and honey and whatever else, right? And baby oil. Exactly. Were you worried that you might get charged with prostitution at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did they say about that?
They just told me as long as I just tell them what really happened, I wouldn't have nothing to worry about.
I mean, during this grand jury process, were any of the other, escorts that were part of this agency, were they part of it as well? Did, some of your people were also part of this grand jury?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys were talking with each other, yo, I'm about to go, and you go, and so forth. So how many people did you know that were part of this grand jury?
2.
So 3 of you total?
Yeah.
And how did everyone feel when you guys were talking to each other?
Kind of just like nervous that there would be consequences for us and wondering what the turnout was going to be. And like, we didn't know at the time that it was going to be released. So like, none of us was really saying anything about it.
Were they saying they're going to actually put you on the stand?
They said it's a possibility.
Okay. How'd you feel about that?
I didn't want to do it, but if I had to, you have to, you know?
Did any of the other escorts that you do, the other two guys, did they ever take the stand?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Punisher.
Oh, you do Punisher?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. How do you feel about his whole penis implant thing, by the way?
I never really thought about it. I feel like he solved his erectile dysfunction problem, you know?
Right. There you have it.